Good evening, class. My name's Debbie Van Driesen. I'm the counselor here at the adult school. And Mr. Rockhill has asked me to come in and talk to you about the education system in the United States. And I'm going to be making a presentation tonight. And I just wanted to start out with one item. We might have to turn the lights down for this one. Just one thing that I wanted you to look at. And then I'll talk some more. Good evening. Mr. Rockhill has asked me to come speak with you about education in the United States. I'd like to start by asking you some questions. How many of you have children who attend school right now? What grades are they in, and what schools do they attend? So keep those questions in mind because I'm going to talk to you about you in a little, ask you about those questions in just a little bit. So what I'd like to do right now is just to start with the educational system in the United States and what that kind of looks like. A lot of you probably know this already because you might have children in school. Generally, when students or children start school in the United States, they usually start in what we call preschool. Yes. And preschool, nicer markers in this class. Preschool is usually 3 to 4 year olds. Okay? There's other names for that too. You might have heard of Head Start and First Five. There are some different names for preschool. Then after preschool comes really, well, we'll just say kindergarten. And for kindergarten, usually children are between 4 and 5. So there's a little bit of an overlap there. And then we have what we call elementary school. Now I'm not going to talk about ages so much. I'm going to talk about, well, I'll just put it, grade levels. Elementary school generally goes from grades 1 through 5 or 6. Some elementary schools go up to 8th grade. But let's talk about in this district, Norwalk, La Mirada. Our elementary schools start at, well, there's kindergarten in the elementary school, but they start at 1st grade and they go up to 5th grade. So generally, students here would probably be between 5 and let's say maybe 11, 10, 11, somewhere around there. We'll say 10. And then after elementary school, we have what we call high school. Oh wait, forgot something. What did I forget? Thank you. Okay, so middle school in this district is grades 6 through 8. Okay, could look a little bit different, sometimes 7 and 8, but that's middle school. Did you want to move?
No.
Okay. And then, so we're probably looking at children here being 10 through probably 14. And then we have high school. And high school would be grades 9 through 12. And students here are usually 14 through 18. Okay? And then after high school, we have a variety of things to do, but in the educational system, We've got college, / universities, okay, and then we have what we call trade schools. Okay, so let's look back at this list. This is how the educational system here works. So looking back at this list and thinking of the question that my GAMI asked you, how many of you do have children who attend school in our school system? Not in Norwalk, Lamarada, but just in general. Children in school. Okay? Anyone else with children in school? Okay? What grades are your children in?
10 and one is a senior.
Okay. So 10th and 12th, and then a middle school grade level? 7th. Okay. All right. You've got 3 teenagers then in your house pretty much, huh? That's pretty tough. Okay. And what, do they attend school in this area?
No, not in this area.
Where do they go?
We're in Nevada.
Okay. Wow. What's the names of their schools?
I'm not sure that they already just change it like last month.
Okay. No problem. Thanks for sharing that with us. You have children in school as well?
Yeah.
Okay, and what grade levels?
It's the kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
Yeah.
Okay.
She has 5 years.
Okay. So she's a little one.
It's a little.
Okay. And what school does she go to?
It's the Norwalk.
Okay.
Norwalk.
All right. Yes, that's just very close, isn't
Yeah.
it? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Great. Anybody else? Children in yes.
My daughter is in university.
University. Where does she go?
Fullerton. Cal State Fullerton.
Cal State Fullerton. Excellent university too. Do you know what is she studying? Does she have an idea?
Teatro, escenografía.
Design.
Design de
Scenography.
Theater. In theater.
Theater.
Cinematography.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Oh, that sounds very interesting. Great. Oh, you look like you're very proud of her too. Good. Anybody else?
I got 2 children, but they already finished.
They
They
did.
went to the university.
They did.
They're professionals.
And where universities?
My son went to UCLA,
Okay.
and my daughter went to the, how do you call it? It's a Catholic university.
Loyola Marymount?
Loyola Marymount.
Okay, I'm a graduate of Loyola too. Great school.
Oh, yeah.
And what did they study?
My son studied for a doctor, and my daughter is business administration.
Oh, wonderful. And do they have jobs in their areas?
Yes. Mhm.
So your son is a doctor and
And my daughter is business administration.
wonderful. Well, congratulations
My
to you.
son is working by a doctor. My daughter has her own business.
She does.
Yes.
Wonderful. Good job.
That is the reason I live in English now.
Now you have time. You
Yeah.
helped them get to their careers, and now it's time for you.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
All right, you should be. That's wonderful. Good job.
You look like that.
Anybody else? Okay, so now a lot of you have practical knowledge about how the education system in the United States works because you have children who are involved in it. And if you don't, you might have an idea from maybe nieces and nephews, or whatever. So, what we're going to talk about now is education for you. Okay, because the adult school kind of fits into this area right here, or maybe in between. If someone, for one reason or another, doesn't complete their high school diploma, or maybe completed it in another country, but is not ready yet for college, that's where the adult school comes in. And that's what I want to talk to you tonight about. Some things that you can do if you want to continue your education after you learn English. Okay? And I think that I'm in a classroom with several different levels of English learners. 3, 4, and 5? Okay, all right, great. That seems like it's good for everybody because you're all helping each other. So, great. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at what you need. Thank you. If you want to continue or to complete the high school diploma. Education from another country. That is very helpful if you want to continue your high school diploma here. We would just need to know what classes you took and what your grades were. So if this is something you're considering for your future, then now would be the time to try to start getting that information together. Okay? So in the counseling office, we meet a wide variety of people. Some people come to us from other countries not having been able to complete their education or maybe not completed more than 9 years. Some people come with university degrees, so we have all different sorts of situations that people come here with. So again, if you have 9 or more years of education that you've completed in another country and you want to complete your high school diploma here, start getting your papers together that show the classes you took and what your grades were. Okay? Because when you finish your English classes, level 5, that's when you can start bringing your papers to the counseling office and we can go over them and give you an idea of how long it might take you to complete your diploma. Because for each of you it's going to be different because you're each coming from a different situation. But I'm going to give you a general idea of what it looks like. The other thing I wanted you to know before we take a look at this is you are already working on your high school diploma right now and you didn't even know it. These classes that you're taking for English, level 3, level 4, and level 5, when you complete them and you get a certificate from Mr. Rockhill that says that you completed it, that counts as credit towards your high school diploma. It counts in this area here that's called language arts. If you finish level 3 English, we take away 2 of these areas of language arts for the level 3 of English. If you complete level 4 also, then you're done with 4 of these language arts requirements. And if you complete level 5, you're done with 6. So, in the area of English or language arts, they mean the same, English and language arts, you have to take 8 classes altogether for the high school diploma. But if you finish level 3, level 4, and level 5 of English, you're done with 6 of those, you have 2 left. Okay, so know that right now you're already working on your high school diploma. Okay? And another thing I wanted you to know too, just as we're talking, just kind of keep this in the back of your mind because I'll go over it a little bit more, is that every time you take a class for the high school diploma, it's generally worth 5 credits. We give credits for our classes. Okay? So looking at the next area, math. Okay, you need 4 classes in math. 2 classes in algebra. And here at the adult school, our algebra classes look like this. We've got Algebra A and Algebra B. That's a year of algebra broken up into 2 different classes. So you learn the A first, and you get all that information, and then that helps you in the Algebra B. And then we ask for 2 other math classes. Here we offer a math review, that's just a basic math class. And then we have a general math class, which is like a beginning to prepare you for algebra, so it's a pre-algebra class. Now, if you do have education, though, in another country, 9 or more years, you might be done with math already. If you bring in your papers and we see you completed a 9th year, you completed a 10th year of math, you would be done. You wouldn't have to take any more math. And then we look at this area up here, it's called science. For science, there's 4 classes: earth, physical, life, and biological. Again, if you have education in another country, 9, 10 years, you might be done with the science as well. After science, we look at what we call social science, and these are history classes. There's 6 history classes that you have to take. 2 of them would be the history of the United States. One is called American government, how the government in the United States works. Another one is called economics. This is just how any country or the United States, how their economical system works. And then we've got 2 classes in world history, the history of the world, not just the United States. So a student who has education in another country, 9, 10 or more years, is already done, usually with world history, so they don't have to take that. Maybe they're done with economics, and they might have to take just these 3 other classes here. Then we have an area called fine arts, foreign language, practical arts. And these are classes like wood shop, computers, learning English as a second language, art. Usually when we see people coming from another country, they usually have taken these types of classes already. Music. So if you have 9 or 10 or more years of education in another country, you're usually done with that as well. And then we have an area that we call electives. It's kind of difficult to explain what that means, but usually if you, again, have 9, 10, 11 years of education from another country, you're usually done with that as well. So, let's look at this situation. If we have a student who finished level 3, level 4, and level 5 of English, and then has 10 or more years of education in another country, we are probably looking at them having to take 2 more classes in English or language arts, 2 classes in United States history, 1 class in American government, and 1 class in economics. That's 6 classes. 6. Okay? So that's probably the very minimum. If you have a little less education in another country or don't complete all the levels of English 3, 4, and 5, then it's going to look a little bit different for you. You might have to take a few more classes. Okay, but again, you might be that person who only needs 6 classes to complete your high school diploma. That's not bad. Okay, so education, whether you receive it here or in another country, it helps you. Okay? There's one other requirement for the high school diploma, and it's a test. It's called the California High School Exit Exam. And those of you who have children who are in high school might have heard about it, because everyone in the public high schools has to take this test. It's a reading test, a writing test, and a math test. So that would be another thing that we would have to talk to you about later on. So altogether, just so you know, you need 180 credits to complete the high school diploma. And remember I said every class is worth generally 5 credits. So, does anyone have any questions about this right now that you could think of? Anything that comes to your mind? Yes.
To prove that I studied more than 12 years in Mexico, that I just spoke about the subjects, do I need to show you a certificate from Mexico, from my high school or from my university?
What we would need to see is a paper that shows us what classes you took and what your grades were. So we wouldn't be able to use the certificate or the diploma. We have to actually see the name of the class and what your grade was in the class. Okay?
Thank you.
Good question. Yes.
My name is Gregorio, and I would like to ask you, I study Government 1, Government 2, History 1, and History 2, but I studied 8 years ago.
Okay.
Can I bring the papers and it's expired?
Where did you study?
I studied in Centennial.
Centennial
High-
Adult School?
Adult school.
That doesn't expire. If you can bring the paper to show us, it's called a transcript,
Okay.
and usually what it says is the name of the class, the credits that you earned, and what your grade was. And if you could bring us a copy of that, then that doesn't expire and we could use that.
Thank you.
That's great. You're welcome.
Thank you. I bring that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Would you like to stand up, please? Tell us your name.
My name is Mirvat from Egypt,
Okay.
and I studied about 16 years, but it's for a long time ago.
Okay.
Because I'm very old now.
No, you're not.
But if I couldn't prove by paper that I studied all this stuff, so I have to study from the beginning all this stuff, all of them. But it's enough. It's not enough. The last certificate of the university, it's not enough for you.
We can't accept a certificate because what we are looking for is classes.
Yeah.
You know, the certificate tells us that you have a diploma or you graduated, but it doesn't tell us the
So it
classes.
doesn't prove anything, so I have taken all of this. So you advise me if it's important for me in this age to take this diploma, it's useful for what?
That's a really good question.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And so let's kind of turn it up to you for a minute. What do you think the high school diploma is useful for?
Now it's used for many things, for get a better job, for go to the college, for everything. Now we need a high school diploma. But years before, doesn't care in the companies. But now, if you don't have a high school diploma, it's hard to find a job. Very hard.
You're right.
I worked here in the United States for many years, and I don't have any degree. But I learned in my company little by little. And I got my degree in the union. It's called like a glazer.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. And I took my job like the school.
Okay.
That is the reason I don't have time to attend the school. Because I work
Yes.
for many hours
Right.
for support my family. I worked before at 10, 11, 12, 14 hours, whatever.
Right.
And the problem was they give me a different shifts. Sometimes I start in the morning, in the night, and for what I registered in the school for nothing. That is the reason I'm here.
Right, okay, all right.
High school diploma is very, very important.
And that is very true, that being in the counseling office, we have a lot of adults come and talk to us about why they're back or why they're here to take their high school diploma or a GED, and it has to do with exactly what he's talking about. What was your name again?
Francisco?
Francisco's talking about, okay? Some people have been in a job for a while, and they want to advance. And now they're being told, okay, well, you didn't need the high school diploma to get into this job, but now you need it if you want to advance. That's one thing that we're seeing. The other thing is people wanting to go to college, start out at, let's say, Cerritos College, a community college. They have to have their high school diploma. Okay, those are the, and other people who are unemployed, who, you know, they were working and they were laid off. For them to get back into the workforce, they have to have their high school diploma. So it's becoming more and more common, high school diploma or GED, and we're going to talk about GED in just a minute. Okay, but those are the two things that employers and higher education, you know, colleges, universities are looking for now.
So if I have to study from the beginning, it's for how many years I will finish?
Well, first of all, it wouldn't be from the very beginning,
Yeah.
because what level of English are you in?
4.
Okay, did you finish any other ones before 4?
Yeah, but at another school, at the Shenandoah School, for Wisconsin.
Okay, well, you know, we could send for that as well, but level 4 and level 5, when you complete both of those, you're getting credit.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be from the very beginning, okay? So I would say it could take, it depends on you and how many classes and credits you're able to complete in a semester, but it could take maybe 2 to 3 years, okay?
Thank you.
But, you know, I see quite a few people come in and start from the beginning. And usually students who started out in taking English classes. And just the difference in when they started out and the English that they knew when they first started out and how they progressed after those 2 to 3 years, it's just like night and day. You know, and they feel really good and proud about themselves too. So it's a neat thing.
Now, what's the difference between a high school and GED?
That is a great question, and I'm going to go over that in just a minute as soon as we finish answering questions about the high school diploma. That's a great question.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I got the GED, so, but I don't know what the difference between the high school and GED. That's
Okay,
what
I will answer you that in just a
Okay.
minute, okay? Are there any other questions about the high school diploma? Okay. All right, well, let's take a look. What is your name?
Jose Rodriguez.
Okay, so we can, okay, so to answer Jose's question about the difference between the high school diploma and the GED is really just how you go about getting them, okay? For the high school diploma, we talked about you take classes, you earn credit, and after you earn 180 credits and take all of those classes that I told you about and pass that test, then you've earned your high school diploma. For GED, you take a test in 5 subjects. And here are the 5 subjects: writing, history, science, reading, and math. Just a little thing here. The GED test that they have right now started, this new version of it started in 2002. It is ending this year. It is ending next month. The 2002 GED is ending, and it's one that you used to take with a paper and a pencil. You would read the questions and answer them on a piece of paper. So, from 2002 to 2013, that's how it was. In 2014, so starting in January, the test is now going to be on the computer. Okay, not the paper and pencil anymore. Okay? So, the test in 2014, and that's probably what you're going to be looking at, if you're interested, is four tests. Writing and reading are going to be in one test, and then social studies, science, and math. Okay? But again, the only difference between these two is one, you take classes and you earn credit. The other one, you take the test and you pass it. When you pass the GED test and you get your GED certificate, that certificate is the same as the high school diploma. Okay? So you can use it for wherever you, what was your name again? Francisco. What the things that Francisco was telling us, jobs, education, you can use your GED certificate. Okay? So if you have the GED certificate, there really is not, not really a reason for you to also get your high school diploma. Really, you want to look at one way or the other, and it really depends on you. Some people do high school diploma because they have already taken a lot of classes and they just want to finish up, and it's not that much more. Some people take the high school diploma because they want to learn, because you'll be taking classes and you'll be learning information. Some people take the GED test because they want to get into this school next month and they've got to pass the test to get into the school, and you can't do the high school diploma in a month, but maybe you could pass the GED in a month. So there's a lot of different reasons, and everyone's situation is going to be different. Okay? Now, were you going to ask a question?
No, I mean, it's the same thing, but now the GED and the high diploma, so I can save time and take a GED and the same course.
Right.
Okay, that's correct.
Right. For GED, one thing to consider is that, there's someone at the door, I'm sorry. Right now, it's offered in 3 languages, okay? We only offer it in 2 languages at our school. It's offered in English, Spanish, and French, but we don't offer the French at our school, okay? So, if you take the GED, let's say, did you take it in another language, or what language did you take? You took it in English, okay, all right? So, when you take the GED, your reading level needs to be at about the 8th, 9th grade reading level, okay? We have a little test that we give here to give you an idea of your reading level and if you have the possibility of being successful on the GED, okay? So that's something to consider if you want to take the GED in English. You have to be a really good, strong reader in English and understand what you read. Because the test is going to be a lot of reading comprehension. You're going to be reading information and answering questions about what you read. And plus, it's going to be on the computer, so there's a few little computer skills that you need to know. Okay, but that's not a big deal. We can help you out with that part. Another thing about GED is it does cost money. Well, so does high school diploma. But to take the GED test in 2014, it's $140. Okay? And you take the test and you take the 4 sections of it. If you pass all 4 sections, you earn your GED certificate. If you pass, let's say, 3 of the 4, you're fine with those 3. You don't have to redo them, but you would have to redo the 4th one. And I think you can retake sections that you don't pass up to 7 times in a year. Okay, but you have to pay every time you retake a section. And I think it's about, I'm not sure exactly how much it costs. It's probably, $10 or so.
So there's a certain time I have to finish it, or it's open?
You have to finish it before they change it again. So I've told you about the GED that we have right now, started in 2002 and ends this month, or next month. So if someone started in 2002 and let's say they didn't finish, they still have until December to finish. So that's years. So yeah, it's a long time.
So I have a time.
Yes, you do. Okay? There's only a certain amount of time per year that you can retake tests, but still you do have a long period of time. Okay? And I did forget to mention about the high school diploma, since we're on costs, since I was talking about money for GED. It does cost money for the high school diploma as well. You know how you have to pay for English classes? You pay for classes for high school diploma, $20 per class. And if you take a class in an online lab, because we do have an online lab here that you can take some of your classes in, it's $25 for the lab for as many classes as you can complete in a semester. And then speaking of semesters, I'm still going back to high school diploma here. There's a few things I left out. You know in your English classes how you have 3 trimesters in a year? You're in the first trimester. I think it ends in December, and the next trimester starts in January, and I think ends in March. And then the third trimester, I think, begins sometime in March and ends in June. For high school diploma, we have semesters, okay? 2. The first semester is called the fall semester, September to the end of January. And then the spring semester, February to June. Okay, and then we have a summer semester as well. Okay, so any questions about GED? Yes.
For the California, education of California, is it the same value whatever the language I do the GED or the test?
It is the same value, though I do want you to know that on the certificate that you receive, it does say what language you took the test in. But generally, if someone wants to, if let's say you're going to school, you're going to a college, and they want to know if you have your high school diploma or GED, and you say I have my GED, they will probably call the place where you took the GED just to verify. They
Yeah.
usually don't ask what language you took it in.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
No, it generally doesn't matter. The important thing is, if you take it in Spanish, let's say, that you're also continuing to learn English, because if you want to
Yeah.
go on to college, you know that you're going to need that. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Good question. Any other questions about GED? Those people in the back there, any questions? Okay. Yes.
Okay, when you
Francisco.
begin or start to learn the GED, do you need a preschool or high school diploma or what?
For
To get a
GED?
GED?
No, no.
Just make a test or?
What we would do is we would have you take a test to see if you're ready. And then we look at that test, and then it kind of tells us how we guide you. Maybe you're not quite ready, and then we'll kind of tell you what you can do to get ready. And when I say ready, I'm thinking ready for, because we have a preparation class here too, a class that helps prepare you for GED. But some people aren't even ready for that class yet, okay? But if you're ready, then it's good to take a preparation course, because in the preparation course, you're learning how the GED test works. You're taking practice tests. And then, after you take those practice tests and you pass them at a certain level,
And how
then you're
long
ready.
is the preparation in this school?
Depends on you.
Yes.
It depends on you taking those practice tests and passing them.
Yes, but they include in the same times the different subjects or
They do. All 4 subjects they will
at
include.
the same time? Okay.
Right. So let's say you took a preparation course and you took a practice test in math and you passed it the first time. Well, you could, starting next year, take the math GED. So you don't have to take all 4 tests at one time. You can take them one at a time if you want to.
More easy.
Okay, as you pass your practice tests and you know you're good and ready for the GED test, you can go ahead and take them individually. Okay?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Other questions about GED? Yes.
When the person chose study or to get the GED diploma, It means that this person doesn't have any study in their country, or because a lot of person has high school or university, school, or college in our country. So the best choice is to take the high school or GED.
You know, that really depends on a few things. It depends on why you're doing it. Are you doing it because you need to get something right away for a job, or you wanted to start some kind of a school right away? Or, you know, so it really depends on why you're doing it. We generally, you know, if someone needs something quickly, then maybe they might want to consider GED. But if you have education from another country up to the university, and you know, you don't need something right away, then you're so close to the high school diploma, it's a good idea to complete that. Okay? Because for one thing, you're learning information. You're learning information about the United States because you're taking U.S. history and American government. And you're reinforcing your English by taking 2 language arts classes, which are, you know, not the same as these English classes that you're taking. There's a little bit more involved in them. So if you have the time, then the high school diploma is a good path to take because you're learning. GED assumes that you already know, and you're just reviewing before you take a test. Okay? So again, if you're interested in continuing your education after you finish your English classes, or during, if you're thinking about GED, because you could take GED at any point. High school diploma, you would want to wait till after you finish level 5. But whatever you're considering, please come to the counseling office and talk to us individually about it, so we can look at your situation. Let's talk about you, not just in general what everything means, but what it's going to mean for you, and then we can kind of give you some recommendations and some guidelines. Okay? Any other questions that you could think of?
I get my GED this
You-
year. I
you
want to
did.
go to the college. How many years are for the college?
Well, that is going to depend on what you want to do at the college. Okay? So you have your GED, and you would probably start out at what we call a community college. It's kind of like a 2-year college.
Yeah. If I want to go to a college, I need to make a test for start or no?
Yes. They have assessment tests, they call them, in math and English. So, you know, so you'll take that test, and depending on how you test in that, they will recommend classes that you start out there. So, you know, it's going to take you, I mean, if you start out having to, you know, learn some things before you take college level classes, it'll take a little bit longer. Some people can go to a community college like Cerritos. That's the one in our area, so I speak about it the most. But there's other community colleges. There's Fullerton, Rio Hondo, Cypress. There's quite a few in our area. But you can get through them in 2 years if you take summer school and you don't have to take any classes to get you ready for college. But sometimes it takes a little bit longer, and a lot of times people who are going to college also have jobs and families, so you can't dedicate all your time to college, just like you probably, you know, have a hard time sometimes here too. So, to answer your question, really, it depends. There's no set amount of time, okay? But it's probably not going to take less than 2 years at a community college. And then from a community college, sometimes people want to earn a degree, you know, like let's say a teaching degree or a doctor or a business degree. So then they might go on to a university. So, okay. Any other questions that it's great questions, boy.
You said to get a GED, you have to pass those those 4 subjects, no?
Right.
So we have to practice. We have to come to school every day or once a week. How many hours do we have to practice?
That's a great question. The preparation course that we have is self-paced, which means you come and go as you need to based on the hours that the preparation course is open. And right now it's open in the morning from 8:15 to 12:30, Monday through Friday. And it's also open at night from 5:15 to 9, Monday through Thursday. So let's say you wanted to come at night for preparation. You can come any night, Monday through Thursday, during any of the hours it's open, 5:15 to 9. Okay? So let's say you come Monday night for an hour, Tuesday night for 3 hours, and you pick up where you left off the time before. Okay? You're welcome. Good question. Any other questions that you could think of? I know we went long.
I have one question.
Yes.
I had a student ask me if they're on a student visa, if they want to go to like Cerritos, it costs a lot more than it does for somebody born here in California.
You know, I'm not sure about the fees at the community college based on that, yeah. I think I heard that it does, but I'm not positive, yeah. Any other questions then? Wow, thank you so much for your time tonight. You had some really great questions. It was nice meeting you, and I really hope to see you in the counseling office. Come and visit us, ask us more questions, and let's get you going after you finish your English classes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.